Routing is about being able to show different pages to the user. Most web applications probably have more than one page. They have a user's page, they have a posts page, an account page, whatever the page is about. Now, of course, you may wonder, multiple pages in a single page application, how does that work together? Well, keep in mind, the idea behind a single page application is to have, well, guess what? A single page, a single HTML file. We still want to provide the user with a normal web using experience though. We want to show the user different pages for different URLs. The trick just is that we don't actually have multiple HTML files, but that we instead use JavaScript to render different pages for different paths. So we don't really have different files, but simply we re-render parts of that single page, or maybe the entire single page, depending on which path the user navigated to in our application. This is what routing is about: parsing this path, so the part after our domain, and showing the appropriate JSX or component code in our app. And for that, as I said, we're going to use a router package to add such a functionality, so that we don't have to parse that path on our own, which is non-trivial. That router package has a couple of tasks. First of all, of course, it has to parse the URL, parse that path to understand where the user wanted to go to. Then we as a developer have to configure different paths in our application which we support. And the router package can then read our configuration basically, so that it knows which paths are supported and what should happen when the user visits one of these paths. This is the third step. It will then render or load the appropriate JSX or component code depending on which path the user visited. This is the idea behind routing. Load different code, conditional JSX or component code for different paths. And we use a router package so that we don't have to determine which path the user is on our own. Now in this module, I will walk you through that router package, through the features it supports, and how you may use it in your application to implement multiple pages in your single page app.